handle NFL fans simply being okay with the fact that Mike Tomlin has moved on from the Steelers and that the Steelers are going to have a fresh start at head coach after 19 years. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is the misinformation. So I'm going to give you a quick lesson on the dynamics at play in the conversation about Mike Tomlin's legacy and career and the actual machinations of being an NFL head coach within an organization, how it relates to the GM and the front office across the board. Mike Tomlin's one of the best of his era for sure, but all-time great, you can't put him in that boat. He's only got one chip. Your only status chips. Okay, you don't want to call him an all-time great? That's fine. There's two all-time greats in his era, Bill Belichick and Andy Reid. That's it. I don't have a whiteboard, so my own posts are my whiteboard. 11 seasons of Mike Tomlin's 19-year tenure, it was either the Patriots or the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. The only other AFC team to win a ring in that span was the Ravens. The entirety of Mike Tomlin's career was defined by going up against the only two real NFL dynasties in the salary cap era. Meanwhile, Tomlin was the only AFC coach not named Belichick or Reid to make two Super Bowls in that span. The only one. And mind you, he did that when he had an actual franchise quarterback, because that's how you're able to do that, is when you have an actual quarterback, you can go to multiple Super Bowls. Speaking of that, let's go to this point that has been repeated to me in multiple comment sections. The argument should be his inability to identify and cultivate a quality QB. He was never able to do that. Everybody thinks that every NFL coach is Bill Belichick. They're not. Back to my whiteboard. All veteran head coaches of his caliber get a say in player evaluation. What they cannot do is force their GMs to be Les Snead or Howie Roseman and get him the pieces he wants or trade up in the draft to get a shot at an actual QB. He has to work within the GM's framework, and they've been immensely conservative. In the post, Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown prime, they have not gotten the personnel that is necessary on offense to win a Super Bowl. The highest pick that the Steelers had in the draft during Mike Tomlin's era was the 10th overall pick in 2019 when they selected Devin Bush Jr. But that's why I talk about Les Snead and Howie Roseman and these other guys who understand how to use their draft capital, how to use their personnel capital in order to improve the team without having to do it exclusively with the draft pick that they're handed based on the end of their season. And what is the insinuation? That Mike Tomlin couldn't develop Kenny Pickett or Mason Rudolph or Josh Dobbs well enough? That was the issue? Back to the whiteboard. This is in response to someone who said that Mike Tomlin was just okay, mediocre. Who in the 21st century outside of Bill Belichick and Andy Reid do you think is better than okay? Is it Sean McVay, who has arguably the best front office in the NFL? Is it Kyle Shanahan, who has 4 losing seasons that we just ignore because he's made and lost the Super Bowl twice? Is it John Harbaugh, who had a generational quarterback and couldn't make it back to the Super Bowl? I think McVay and Shanahan are excellent head coaches, but if they coach another 10 years and they only have 1 ring apiece, let's say, then what? So how is anyone going to say that Mike Tomlin isn't one of the best coaches of this era when no other coach in the AFC did what he did outside of Bill Belichick and Andy Reid, who were the coaches of dynasties with 2 all-time quarterbacks? What you cannot do is act like there was any other head coach in the AFC that was doing